WWE Backlash is the first premium live event post-WrestleMania, and it's really the first time we're going to get an idea of what the new storylines in WWE are going to be for the next couple of weeks, for the next handful of months, who knows. So, I figured it could be fun if we do an in-depth look at all of the matches announced so far for Backlash, and what the outcome of those matches might look like. In case you're new to this channel, I am Anthony the Mark, and if you love professional wrestling, you're going to want to subscribe because we post tons of content weekly. Okay, I'm ready if you are. Let's talk about Backlash. This year's event will emanate from the LDLC Arena in France on Saturday, May 4th at 12:30 p.m. Personally, I love this. Getting up, having some breakfast, maybe hitting the gym if there's time, and then getting ready to sit down to watch 3 hours of Backlash. When it comes to these international shows, we really have to take the good with the bad. A mid-afternoon show? Good. Having to get up at 5 a.m.? Kind of bad. For the first time ever, Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles will fight in a one-on-one match. And it is mind-blowing that these two guys have never fought before. Now, when you go ahead and you look at the timeline, it makes sense. When Cody Rhodes was in WWE, AJ Styles was the head of TNA, and he was fighting in New Japan. Then, when Cody Rhodes left the WWE, he hit the indie scene before starting AEW. And at that point, AJ Styles joined the WWE and was a featured name. Also, this match will take place 20 years after AJ Styles fought the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes' father. Talk about a full circle moment for Cody Rhodes. And although the expectations might be a little low because of the lack of build or story surrounding the match, I do think that this is going to be incredible. Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson just tore the house down because they were given a ton of time to put on a tremendous wrestling match. And that's what this needs to be. A hard-hitting, technical bout between two of the best of all time. Now, as far as the outcome is concerned, I really do not see WWE pulling the title off of Cody Rhodes after he just spent so long finishing his story, fulfilling his father's dream of winning the WWE title. I don't see it happening, but WWE could do something crazy. If you look at the 2009 edition of Backlash, John Cena, who had just won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 25, lost to Edge after the Big Show came out and chokeslammed Cena through a spotlight. I know that this is different when you compare it to Cody Rhodes because Cena at that point was already the face of the WWE. He was already a multiple-time WWE champion, but hey, you never know. WWE's done it before. But I digress. AJ Styles isn't going to be the one to dethrone Cody Rhodes. I'd love to see Styles get another crack at a world title before he calls it a career, but for now, he's got to just go ahead and put over the American Nightmare. In the second world title fight, we will see another champion put his gold on the line for the first time when the World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest, takes on Jey Uso. This will be the first time since that aforementioned John Cena Edge match that the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended at Backlash. And for the first time, Jey Uso might not have to worry about his family. You got to think that the Bloodline are going to be busy dealing with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. We'll talk more about that a little later on. And Jimmy Uso is out of action after the Bloodline kicked him out of the group. So that's definitely a win for the master of the Yeet. And as for Damian's family, the Judgment Day have been dropping like flies as of lately. Both Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio are injured, and the dominant group of five has been cut to an uncertain trio now. Priest does still have JD McDonough and Finn Balor in his corner, so that definitely benefits the champion. WWE's also really done a great job of putting over Jey Uso as a legitimate threat. Uso beat 3 of Raw's top superstars to qualify for this match, and he was drafted number 1 overall by Raw. So with all of that factored into the mix, I would not be shocked to see Jey Uso and Damian Priest title reign before it begins. But it doesn't feel like the right time for Damian Priest to drop the title, for me at least. That would be the worst case scenario for the Judgment Day, and they might not recover. Think about it. Rhea Ripley's gone and had to vacate the women's world title. Dominic Mysterio is gone for the unforeseeable future. If Damian Priest loses the title and it's just him, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough hanging out in their locker room, they might think about calling R-Truth back.
What's up?
I think Triple H is going to stay behind the Judgment Day, support them through this low period, and have him retain the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso at Backlash. Next up, Bayley will defend the WWE Women's Championship in a triple threat match against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. This match reminds me a lot of the Raw Women's Championship triple threat match from WrestleMania Backlash 2021. There we saw Rhea Ripley defend the gold against Asuka and Charlotte Flair, which didn't come as a surprise to most people because it was Ripley's first title defense since winning the title, similar to Bayley this year. But despite the similarities, I am going with an upset pick this year. The feud between Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton has been built around outside interference and no contest. First, you had Naomi versus Bayley for the WWE Women's title, and Tiffany Stratton interfered. Then, you had Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton in a number one contender match, and Nia Jax interfered. So with this being a triple threat match and inherently a no disqualification match, I would not be shocked in the slightest to see either Nia Jax, Io Sky, or even Dakota Kai get involved. WWE might just opt to go the safe route and have Bayley retain the title, but I am calling it right now. Nia Jax is going to interfere. She is going to align herself with Tiffany Stratton, and WWE's Barbie is going to be the new WWE Women's Champion. How do you like that? It's Tiffy time. Let's go. Yeah. The re-established bloodline of Solo Sikoa and his MFT Tama Tonga take on Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a tag team match, and I'll say it right now, the bloodline needs to win this match. After Roman Reigns withdrew from the draft, the group fell to the third round. The third round, the disrespect. Oh my goodness, I could not believe this. This group has been running wild over WWE for the last handful of years. Sure, Roman Reigns is on a hiatus and neither Jimmy or Jey Uso are in the group. But let's get something straight. This is not the weakest the Bloodline has ever been. Right now, no one's taking Solo Sikoa serious as the leader of the Bloodline, and that's mainly because his last win came against John Cena back in 2023 in November. So, this match needs to reestablish Solo Sikoa as a credible heel. So here's what I'd like to see. Solo Sikoa needs to enlist the help of his cousin, Jacob Fatu, who signed with the company just ahead of WrestleMania 40 and has been rumored to debut imminently. He needs to get involved in the match, he needs to beat Kevin Owens up, and he needs to put Solo Sikoa over. This type of victory and momentum can help redefine the narrative that Solo Sikoa isn't fit to be the tribal chief. Then down the road, we could possibly see Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for the head of the table, or maybe we get a giant six-man tag team match between the OG bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos, versus this re-established bloodline of Sikoa, Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. The options are limitless, but only if Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga win this match. Following their dominant showing in the six-woman tag team match at WrestleMania, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill have earned the right to challenge the Kabuki Warriors for the gold. Since debuting in 2022, Damage Control has consistently been at odds with Bianca Belair. But perhaps Jade Cargill is the equalizer the EST needs to finally vanquish Damage Control once and for all. Bianca and Jade have looked like an unstoppable force together, and unless Dakota Kai is planning on bringing a shovel to ringside, I don't think the Kabuki Warriors have a chance of burying Belair or Cargill here. The EST just went number one overall in the WWE draft to Friday Night SmackDown, and Jade has been booked as an absolute megastar since arriving in WWE. I think it's a wise decision to start Jade in a tag team. You can bring her along slow. She can learn a lot from Bianca Belair. Plus, if WWE plans it right, they can have a money-making feud. And because of all of the reasons I just mentioned, that's why I have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeating Asuka and Kairi Sane to emerge as the new WWE Women's Champions. Okay, so that is my Backlash preview and predictions, and just as a disclaimer, I am recording this a week early, so if another match does get made official, I do apologize. But what do you think happens at this year's Backlash? I want to read about it all in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave me a like, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe because we post weekly wrestling content that I know you're absolutely gonna love. All right, that's it. I'm done. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Well, unless you're watching this from your home, which in that case, you can stay home, but you also can't stay here.